Intersectionality. I still walk in the rooms afraid because I'm black. I wear dresses and skirts too, which is no better than that. I fear being raped and even getting shot. I'm conceited, aggressive, and I'm afraid. And I'm still alive if they're walking under 3 assassins. Intersectionality isn't the biggest thing in reality. Stereotypes are nothing. I fear having the slavery mentality. I don't lift myself up by stating I'm a queen. Won't be blind by the inheritance. I'm gonna wait until the rotation breaks to say that I'm free. That's when I'll know it's concrete. Just like I know how the system works from the black to the girl, and every pigment in their action is dark, but not in comparison to her blackness, which all comes back to the fact that she wears a dress. No. The trace is to the body, her body, black body, which some of us believed it before and we suffered some more. That mere possibility of coming into contact with our past, it makes us learn to trust nobody.
Yes. Good.
Very nice.
Yes. Very nice.
I can clap my hands against it. No. Alright. This is called my mask and I. Alright, so the phone makes me so nervous. Alright. Alright. So me and my math have been through so much. True relationships, one job, several friendships. I thought nothing could replace her, but eventually something did. But I'll tell you what happened before I tell you what it did. See, I call her facade. To me, she was God. She was my partner in crime, bad bitch, activist for niggas and shit, never took anything serious, submissive, and oftentimes she would fake. And you'd be surprised at how those characters would interchange. She was always with me like a dietary, that she made life so easy that people oftentimes mistook her for me. I guess they were only seeing what they wanted to see, but I can't blame them because she was pretty. Pretty like those white girls with blue eyes that only cut the inside of their ties so no one else could see their scars. Pretty like those black girls that proclaim to be perfect, but deep down inside, they told themselves that they weren't worth it, never good enough. And my mask always had a poker face, so you could never call her in a bluff. And people know love is encrypted and hid deep down inside. You remain tough. She taught me so much that her Murphine to be, you would not believe how to act when around family. It means to always keep a smile on my face, so we can avoid that question. Are you okay? Because even though they didn't care, we had secrets, and we didn't trust anyone else but ourselves to keep it secret. I needed her more than she needed me, so like together we were like codeine, so we leaned on each other, and no one else was never that close to me. No one, not even my mother. She said if you laugh loud enough, they'll think you're carefree, and if you hit those ears, it'll be like Superwoman had a baby. Don't you ever show no empathy, no love, no fear, no weakness, no lust. And above it all, don't you ever trust anyone else but me. And I listened. I surrendered everything to her, including my body. And before I knew it, see, self-worth image became so important that you'll never guess by just looking at me. But it took always just wanting to find something to wear to cover up my skin's imperfections, and my hatred for bras often drew unwanted attention, but she didn't care. She said the world needed to know that we was here. See, the world needed to know that we existed. We weren't asking, but we were demanding to be noticed. She changed everything about me. My entire demeanor was like an act being performed for my friends who were the audience, and I was right there with them looking at someone I thought I knew. See, she had so many layers around me that I could break through. I no longer lived in my truth. Everything was so pre-recorded as though I was programmed to please the opinions of others. Oftentimes brought me to my knees. She said, if you hit those stairs, it was easier said than done. See, I was fighting this battle against myself, and the only thing that won was depression and anxiety. And it gave way to my insecurity. See, it gave way to my fears. I was so afraid to speak, not wanting to feel inadequate, not to self-articulately enough so they'll see these scars, and not know how hard it was for me to just stand here and speak. Afraid that they'll see these scars, metaphorically and physically speaking. Afraid to be me. Because it was so easy to pretend to be someone else, afraid of all these insecurities, but I realized that I needed my masses. I needed my mask to pretend in front of my friends, to make depressing statements, to make jokes at the end, because that was the me I wanted them to see. The me that was happy and pain free. And even though if I was the only person that feared,
Excuse me.
I wonder if you knew how hard it was for me to just be me. And then I realized I was fearfully and wonderfully made in His image, so I no longer needed a mask to pretend. I just needed to be me. We come to the reality when you find out that your father is a king, so by heredity, that makes you royalty. My mask and I.
All right.
Yes.
Very good. Yes, yes, yes.
Left me up there.
Nice.
Are you trying to take it out?
Yeah, just pull it. Just pull it in and out.
Depression is my happiness. When I say I'm happy, they say you must be smiling on the inside. I don't know why was my answer when you asked me what makes me happy. I'm fine is what I always say when you ask how I'm doing. When I say I'm happy, they say I'm lying. Stop lying. Leave me alone is what I say when frustration deactivates reasonable reactions. It makes me happy when you don't question my happiness based on the look on my face. It makes me happy when I don't have to think about whether I'm being judged or if I'm selfish. It makes me happy when I drown myself in animation depression drawings. This is my happy. My happy is a distraction. My happy is loneliness. I am most happy when I'm not thinking, but you want me to think because when I think, you seem to be impressed. My happiness is not looking at empty eyes blinking. When I say I'm happy, they shout, "You don't know what you are." They say, I don't need to hide my scars, but I think I do. To be honest, the thing that hurts the most is hearing that you trust me. Is it because I'm not to be trusted, or the fact that your trust is empty? I disappoint you when I say I'll open up because you ask me to speak more, but I don't say a word because I'm scared. The reason that I'm still here, although I've lost all hope, is because I'm scared. I tell myself that you don't love me because I'm afraid that you won't love me, and if you turn out to, I won't be confused, I'll be scared. I listen to you when you say I'm foolish, even though it was just a joke that slipped, because we both know you would someday get up and dip. Depression, as she appears, is the only one who stands by me. My parents tell me that boys will always be here, but they won't stay. But it's fine because my depression will always be by me. My parents themselves aren't even here. My friends aren't really my friends after one argument, but that's fine too, because my depression doesn't ask if she can stand by me. She just does.